You already felt it. Maybe it was when you applied to 50 jobs and only got 2 replies. Maybe it was when you watched someone younger than you build something online and start making real money without a boss, without a degree, without permission from anyone. Or maybe you just quietly realized one day that the thing you were working toward, the promotion, the salary increase, the pension at 65, didn't feel like security anymore. It felt like a trap. Here's the uncomfortable truth nobody in your office is saying out loud. The traditional job is not disappearing. It is already gone for millions of people. And the ones who figured this out first are not working harder. They're working differently. And that difference is changing everything about how money flows in this world. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you are going to see your own situation in a completely different light. And once you see it, you cannot unsee it. Let us start with what's really going on. For the last 100 years, society had a deal. You give your time, your best years, your energy to a company, and in return, they give you a paycheck, maybe some benefits, and if you were lucky, a sense of belonging. That deal is breaking. Not because people are lazy, not because the economy is weak, but because the entire structure of how value is created and exchanged is shifting underneath us. Think about what a job actually is. A job is when one person or organization has a problem, and they hire someone else to solve it for a fixed price called a salary. That worked fine when problems were slow and predictable, when you needed the same person to show up to the same place every day and do the same thing. But here's what changed. The world's problems are no longer slow and predictable. They are fast, specific, and scattered. A company in London needs someone who understands consumer behavior in Southeast Asia. A startup in Texas needs someone who can translate data into a story that regular people understand. A small business in Canada needs someone who can make their product visible online to the right people. These are not full-time in-office problems. These are precise, targeted problems, and the people solving them are not employees. They are individuals with a specific skill, a specific audience, or a specific solution, and they're solving these problems for 10 different people at once instead of selling all their time to one. That's the shift, and it's not coming, it already happened. So if this shift is real, why are so many people still chasing the old path? Because the old system is still visible. Schools still teach you how to write a resume. Parents still ask if you found a stable job. LinkedIn still rewards people who announce new corporate titles with a party emoji. The old world has great marketing. The new world is quieter. It doesn't announce itself. It doesn't give you a title. It just gives you results. And here's the difficult part. Most people only believe something is real when they can see it clearly in their immediate environment. If your parents had jobs, if your friends have jobs, if the people you grew up around measured success by getting hired, then your brain is wired to see that as the normal path. But normal paths are built for average outcomes. The person who first figured out how to build something on the internet while everyone laughed at them. The person who spent evenings developing a skill that their coworkers thought was a hobby. The person who refused to trade their entire future for a Friday paycheck. Those people are not smarter. They're not luckier. They're just earlier. They saw the shift before it became impossible to ignore. And right now, you're watching this video because some part of you already suspects the same thing. Now, let's get into the real substance of this. When we say the smartest 1%, we're not talking about IQ. We're not talking about people who went to the best schools or who had wealthy parents. We're talking about people who made a specific choice, and that choice has 3 parts. The first part is ownership over a skill that travels, not a skill that is tied to one industry, one company, or one geography. A skill that travels across contexts, the ability to communicate clearly, the ability to understand what people want and help them get it, the ability to take something complex and make it simple, the ability to analyze and explain data. These skills are not owned by any employer. They live in you, and they become more valuable the more you develop them. The second part is building something that creates value while you sleep. This sounds like a cliche because people have turned it into one, but the underlying principle is real and serious. When you work a job, your income stops the moment you stop working. 1 hour equals 1 unit of pay. That's called linear income. It's capped, it's fragile. Because if you get sick, if life happens, if the company decides it no longer needs you, the income disappears. The people in the top 1% of earners today are mostly earning through systems, not just through time. A piece of content that keeps being discovered, a product that keeps being sold, a service model where their expertise reaches many people instead of one. They built something that keeps working, and then they built another one. The third part is choosing relationship over transaction. Most people think business is about selling. The smartest people understand that business is about trust. When you consistently give value, when you consistently show what you know, when people feel that you genuinely understand their situation, they come back. They tell others. They pay more because they trust you, not just your product. This is not manipulation. This is just how humans work. We move towards people and systems we trust. And in a world flooded with noise and generic content, trust is the rarest and most powerful currency in existence. Here's the part most videos skip because this is where it gets personal. You don't need to quit your job tomorrow. This is not a speech about throwing everything away and going all in on something uncertain. That's not realistic advice, and frankly, it's not responsible advice. What this is about is a shift in how you think about your own time, your own skills, and your own future. Start asking different questions. Instead of asking, what company will hire me, start asking, what problem can I solve and for whom? Instead of asking, how do I move up in this organization, start asking, how do I make my expertise visible beyond this organization? Instead of asking, what is a safe career, start asking, what is a skill worth owning? The people moving forward right now are not the ones with the most credentials. They are the ones with the most clarity about the value they create and the courage to start building something that reflects that. The smartest thing you can do in this moment is not to panic about the job market, is to understand that a door closing somewhere else means a door's opening somewhere else too. And the people who walk through that door first are the ones willing to take the first step before the path is completely clear. So let's land this. Jobs aren't dead because the economy failed. They are dead because something better is emerging. And the people leading that emergence are not some elite group of born geniuses. They are ordinary people who look at the world honestly, decided not to wait for permission, and started building something of their own. You've been watching this entire video. That tells me something about you. You're someone who wants to understand how things actually work, not just how they're supposed to. That quality, that honest curiosity, is exactly what separates the people who adapt from the people who wait. So if this video gave you even one new perspective on your situation, do me a small favor. Leave a comment below. Tell me where you are right now. Are you in a job that feels uncertain? Are you already building something on the side? I read every single comment, and your story might be exactly what someone else watching this needs to hear. And if you want to keep going deeper on this, my next video is ready for you right now. Just click on the screen. See you there.